Jesus died instead of you. If you put your faith in that, when you die, you'll go straight into paradise, into heaven. That's what you'll hear at church. Nothing can be further from the truth. The idea that Jesus died on the cross so I don't have to die won't save anyone, because it can't save anyone. Let me explain. Let's have a look at a proof text. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 14 in the New King James Version. For the love of Christ compels us, because we judge thus, that if one died for all, there you go, Santo, one died for all. He died so I don't have to die. Let Paul explain himself. Keep reading. We judge thus, that if one died for all, then all died. What? All died. One died for all means all died. Paul didn't say one died for all, therefore no one needs to die. Nope. One died for all, therefore all died. To die for means to die with. We need to die, or we cannot be saved. So the message that Jesus died instead of us so we don't die can't save you, because we need to die in order to be saved. And Jesus ensured that we all died. When he died for all people as the representative of the whole human race, he took the whole human race with him on the cross. If one died for all, then all died. Why do we need to die with Jesus in order to be saved? The idea that Jesus died instead of me grows from the fact that people think that the problem that we need to be saved from is our sinning and our sins. That our sinning and our sins incurs the death sentence and punishment from God. So God takes all our sins and sinning, puts it onto Jesus, lumps and dumps, and then kills him instead of killing us. Makes him take the death penalty instead of us. So he dies for our sins instead of us. No, the problem is not our sins and our sinning. Yes, don't switch it off. Let me prove it. You falsely diagnose the problem, the sin problem. You're going to misunderstand the cross, which is the solution. Our sinning is a symptom of something else much deeper. And that something else much deeper, which produces our sinning, our bad behavior, that's something else that is deeper, can only be dealt with by us dying. Have a look at Romans 6 and verse 6. NIV. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. With! Our old self was put to death, was crucified with him. If one died for all died. Our old self was crucified with him. We can't be saved unless we died. So it's anti-Christian, anti-gospel to say that he died instead of me. No, he died to make sure he took me with him. Why did we have to die with Jesus? It's not because of our sinning. It's not because of our sinning that we had to die with him. There was something else causing our sinning. And the only way to deal with the cause of our sinning, we had to die. Read it again. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. Why did we need to die with Jesus? Was crucified with him so that the body ruled by sin might be done away with. Whoa! The body ruled by sin might be done away with. When was it done away with? When he died. We died with him. Notice here, he didn't talk about our sinning, and he didn't talk about our sins. He's talking about the body which is ruled by sin. Sin is a ruler. Sin is a ruler. It's a noun. It's a ruler. It's a person. It's personified. Sin is personified as a tyrant, having dominion that rules over us. The sin slave master rules over us. So Jesus took us to the cross and killed us, and the sin ruler lost his slave. We had to die to be set free from the real problem, the sin ruler dominating us, pushing us and pulling us around. Look at Romans 3:9. It tells you what causes our sinning. This is the issue. Romans 3:9, NIV. What shall we conclude then? Do we have any advantage? Not at all. For we have already made the charge that Jews and Gentiles alike, everyone, are all under the power of sin. It's a ruler. Sin is a ruler that has power over us, and it pushes us and pulls us around. Romans 7 and verse 20. I'll paraphrase, but it'll appear on your screen right now. Paul says this, "For I don't know why it is I do what I do. I don't know why I do what I do. I don't want to do it." And he says, "But it's no longer I who do it, but sin that dwells in me that does it." It's a ruler, sin. It lives in me and it pushes me around to commit my acts of sin. The acts of sin come as a direct result of the ruler, the slave master that's pushing me and pulling me around. The sins are a symptom of the sin ruler that's inside me, that's pushing me and pulling me around. To save us, we've got to get to the cause of our sinning, and that's the presence of the sin ruler. He is a power. He rules. He has slaves. So the way to be saved through the death of Jesus is the rulership, power, and the mastery of the sin master has got to come to an end. That relationship between us and the sin ruler, the sin power, has got to be broken, because that relationship is what's causing me to commit acts of sin. So Jesus says, I'm going to set you free from the sin ruler, so he can't exercise power from you anymore, by putting you to death. Oh. Salvation is dying to the rule of the sin ruler, the sin power. That's why we have to die, or we're not saved from the real problem, the rulership and domination of the sin power. Come back to Romans 6:6. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. Why? So that the body ruled by sin, the noun, might be done away with. I had to die. The body ruled by the power called sin might be done away with. We need to die. We need to be set free from the rule, control, dominion, tyranny of that sin power. Read it one more time. For we know that our old self was crucified with him. Why? So that the body ruled by the sin power might be done away with. We die. Why? So that we should no longer be slaves to sin. That's the problem that we need to be saved from. Our slavery to the sin master causes me to commit acts of sin. So to be saved, it's not the sinning that's the problem, it's the cause. Jesus taking all my sins upon him and him getting walloped instead of me does nothing. Because the real problem is not the sins, they're the symptom. The real problem is the rulership, domination, tyranny of the sin ruler. And it says there quite clearly in verse 6 at the end of it, so that we'll no longer be slaves to sin. How does a slave get freedom? Kill the master or kill the slave? Wow. Jesus said, we're going to get all the slaves to the sin master. We're going to break the control of that sin master. He's not going to have slaves anymore. The master's not going to have slaves anymore. Because when you die, you're free. Look at verse 7 in the NIV, and I'll read both of them together. For we know that our old self was crucified with him, so that the body, ruled by sin, might be done away with. We had to die. So that we'll no longer be slaves to sin. That's why we had to die. Because anyone who has died has been set free from sin. Not sinning, sin, the ruler, the power, the dominator, the tyrant. He's a master. Kill the slaves. Bang! So the idea that Jesus died, so don't die, is built on the premise, the wrong premise, that the problem is our sinning and our sins. Therefore, take our sins, put them onto Jesus, wallop him instead of me, he dies instead of me. Wrong! Wrong! You diagnose the problem wrong. The problem is we're all under the power, domination, tyranny, and dominion of the sin rule of the master. We're slaves to it. And it's pushing us and pulling us around. So let's break the slavery. Let's take away all the slaves. Kill them all. For one died for all died. The slavery is over, and then that takes care of the sinning. So one died for all died does not mean one died instead of others. It's one died to make sure that we all die so that our slavery to the sin master, the control, is gone. The cross is an act of liberation from the sin master. And the best news of all is we were crucified with him. When Jesus died, we all died. That's the good news. I'm not a slave anymore. You mean I'm free? Yep, you're free. But I didn't know I was free. Now you're free. You can live free. God bless you.